My brainwaves there, right up here. You can see them too. I'm in the Twitch studio. I see my brainwaves. They're in real time. It's quite amazing. If you got munchies, just get them out and get ready for a huge game. We are going to play some huge chess here. Some really, really huge chess. And I think you're going to love this because it's just a lot of fun. Watch the brain waves go up and down. We're going to get some good data there too. Probably, if we can't, I'm not going to be analyzing what the waves are doing going up and down, but as I'm playing, um, the waves do make all their movements, and then later that's converted to data, and we can learn what the brain does and what all the brain waves do when a person is stressed, when a person is feeling good, when a person is concentrating. Um, could be for neuromarketing, could be like extremely lucrative, for example, this data. Nobody knows what all of this is going to be used for, but StineItch is the only person online that's streaming EEG in real time, thanks to the Mind Monitor, as you see here. It's a great program. If you get the Muse headband and you don't have the Mind Monitor, it's like you're missing out on 95% of the functionality of the Muse headband, because the Muse headband gets something like 5 different channels, um, gives you the brain waves in real time. You don't get that without the Mind Monitor. I can't believe they sell this without an actual brainwave software. But you buy the Muse and then you have to get the Mind Monitor. But believe me, it's a good deal, as you can see. So let's go ahead and do the situation here with Lichess. New opponent, 5+0, which means we have a 5-minute time. We're going to be doing a King's Gambit, and my opponent is not really cooperating with the Gambit, but we will transpose as soon as possible into a huge King's Gambit. We're going to focus on that F7 square, because that's normally the best focus to hit. But I'm going to defer that, because if I move the bishop here, this pawn comes up and it kind of stymies a lot of things. Okay, I'm already going to try to open. Hopefully he'll take here, because when you got the 2 there, see, he didn't take, but that's all right. I'm doing okay. I'm going to move this pawn up to protect this pawn with the bishop. And then we're going to see what happens here. This knight's not really doing anything. I prefer to take this knight out, because that knight was on this pawn pretty strong. I'm going to just mix things up here and see what happens. I'm bringing this knight over more to the king side, and maybe I'll get some action. He's putting action on this pawn, as you can see. I'm going to take that action away by moving that pawn up. And right now, anything can happen. Let's see what happens. It looks like a great game. Okay, the knight can come here. I don't like to. I wouldn't want to take that pawn en passant right there. Uh, okay, I got no choice. I gotta move the knight. I don't have anything to threaten against him, so I'm just gonna move the knight back. And now we'll see what happens. I never saw this before. This pawn looks a little bit weak. I'm gonna come up and see if I can attack that pawn. And he blocked it with the king. I mean, he's protecting it with his king. I wish I could get some more protection here. I think I just have to develop a bishop. I don't want to bring the bishop out to here. It looks like a good move to attack this, but this pawn would just come up. Okay, I don't care if I lose that pawn over there. It might actually be good for me to have lost that. Okay, I see a kind of a plan here. Kind of like I want to move this pawn up, so I protected it here with my. Oh, now that's good. I didn't like that bishop there. See, so now I'm gonna sack another pawn over there because we got this is a quick game. You know, he could have taken this knight a few times already. He didn't even see that. I'm gonna bring the knight back out of danger. Um, this is weird. I don't know what I can do here. I'm just gonna come up here. I've never seen any kind of a game like this, but maybe I'll lose another pawn. Don't like losing so many pawns. I'm really playing badly here. I'm gonna move this rook out of the way. I'm a minute down on the clock and blundering like crazy. But maybe I have some counterattack here. Now the knight is being defended by this queen. He can come up there. Now I gotta move the knight back. That was not too great. Should I take that bishop? Would that help me? No. I've got to do something smart here. Something smart, but I don't see anything. I'm losing time on the clock, so I just figured I would move my queen. So I'm going to. That was bad. Maybe he's not a very good player and he won't even see that. But he can just take that rook. I'd probably just resign at this point because this is looking really, really, really weak for me. Well, he didn't see it. I'm gonna maybe. Oh, he's got me in check. Okay, so he gets a queen. I get a queen. At least I just lost a piece. That's not as big of a deal as it could have been. I'm a piece down, but I might be able to. Oh no, now I'm much worse. I'm gonna resign. Well, that was fun, and I think we got some pretty good data. Like I just saw a square alpha wave there. That is really weird. It just like flatlined when I lost. Like they talk about going into alpha, and I just saw the alpha completely flatline there. I don't think it's worth to do the postmortem on that game. It was just so horrible. But it was fun. Every chess game is fun. Let's just look at the analysis of how bad I did. I probably had like 10 blunders. It was incredibly a blunderous game, like the most blunderful game. Not wonderful, but blunderful. Well, that's not so bad. 3 blunders. That's kind of like par for the course for a game of that many moves. Okay, so let's try another game here. I'm gonna be getting my streaming on Lichess too really soon. I I asked them to review my profile, and they say they're reviewing it right now, and hopefully I'll be the only EEG chess player also on Lichess soon. Right now, I'm the only EEG chess player on Twitch. And things are going great here, aren't they? And look at those brainwaves. I mean, the it's kind of cool to be playing chess, and it's a lot of fun to try to win and everything, but the brainwaves are just so absolutely amazing. They're so spectacular. I've I've heard so many people, they tell me that they just buy munchies and then they sit on their couch and they kind of vegetate. They call it vegetating, and they just watch the brain waves go up and down and oscillating and kind of zoning out. And they say it's the best time of their week. Um, and a lot of them have like really active lives where they're doing wonderfully important things all the time, and then but they still say that the brainwaves are like the best part of what they do during the week. So I think they're just as enthusiastic about the brainwaves as I am. You see that pawn's coming up, and I could probably just keep him out or something, but I prefer to like mix things up, move things around, maybe get something weird going here. Like if he takes that with his queen, definitely have something weird going with a pawn fork. But I don't think he'll do that. He should trade off here. Oh, that was interesting. So get rid of that bishop and let's see what happens here. The bishop can come over here and he'll have some play on this queen side. This doesn't look bad for white at all. The only thing that looks bad for white is down a little bit, not too bad, not too shabby. He's just got a queen and a rook on this side if he trades here, and I'm not afraid of that queen and that rook at all. I mean, obviously afraid, but I'm just saying in the short term and everything. I'm going to get my queen over here on this side because I'm going to need maybe some defense over here at some point, and my queen was exposed to checks, I call them, by the rooks, so it was kind of better just to get the queen out of there. I'm ahead on the clock. I'm just going to do this weird thing. Offer a trade. If he trades, it'll be good for me. I've got a pretty strong looking game. I've got two extra pawns. And I'm just going to chase his queen a little bit. My rooks are defending. I don't have to worry a lot, I don't think, at this point of an attack. Okay. I do have to worry a little bit about losing this rook. Maybe that's just the safest thing to do. I'm not feeling extreme. After that last game, I blundered so many times. I'm not feeling like I want, want to have pieces just exposed where my opponent can take them because this game is looking okay for me. I just maybe do a little bit, doing something kind of conservative here. Now I'll offer the trade again. If he doubles my pawns over here, I don't think it's a big deal. I think I'll win this game with I got a minute extra on the clock. And if he wants to put me in check there, that's fine with me. And then looks like he'll probably trade his queen. I don't know what else he can do. Can try to save it by moving it up to here, but then the rook comes here. I mean, the bishop comes up here. I think he'll have to. Yeah, you see, he did. He tried to do that. Now I'm going to develop this bishop. And then the queen will have to come over here, even more isolated than it was. Um, this is threatening the queen right now because see, if I put the king in check with this bishop and then I take the queen. So he's in mortal danger right now of losing the game if he doesn't see that. And he didn't, so I put him in check, take his queen. Thank you very much. Kind of think that's after I played that horrible game, the first game, I finally did something right on this game in terms of time. And see, now my opponent left the game. And when they leave, it's kind of like saying, well, it's kind of the same thing as quitting, I guess. And claim the victory. Okay, so there you saw it in real time. We really had some really excellent brainwave activity there when I was winning that. It was just really incredible. If you were watching the waves, did you see how they inverted? How the alpha was off from its normal and like went inverted from the gamma and oscillating some. We're going to get some really good data out of that. It's going to be great. I don't know. Let's try another one. How are you feeling? Just jump in on there on the chat. You can see the chat right over there on there, and maybe we'll get some wild chat going on this next game. That'd be really great. So let's go ahead and do a new opponent, shall we? This will be fun. Let's just go ahead and see if we can play another King's Gambit here. And it might be a transposed King's Gambit. Right now, it's not transposed at all. I mean, that's basically like what a King's Gambit looks like right there. Now, when they do this, I like to just casually bring the knight out there. I mean, I'm not playing people rated more than 2,000 or anything, so at this point, I want to put more pressure on this white square. I think his only saving move right now is to bring this pawn up. And did he do it? I don't think he's going to be able to protect like that. See, because I can take here. And now what? I think I best to come down here. I don't know. I've never seen this before. It's kind of like a weird game to me. Um, I guess bring the knight closer. I don't know. I don't know how this is. My queen could be in trouble over there. I really don't know. Like I say, I've never seen a game like this. Wow. Now what can I do? I have to analyze this. I should have. I'm gonna have to sack a pawn there in the middle and try to get my rook into the game to help my queen because that queen looks pretty weak over there, like trapped all alone. And this will help a lot. See, he thinks I'm bringing this up to protect this pawn, but really what I want to do is get the queen to come out of there. The queen was really lonely up there. And also, if I do something smart, I just have to play this kind of smart here. Maybe that was a bad move. Get rid of the rook. I will trade queens happily in that case. Um, Now, I got to develop some pieces, and I kind of think that that knight's going to be good there because it can come up here and fork his king and rook if he's not careful. And if he retakes there, it's not bad for me either, I don't think. Okay, that was good. Can I develop this bishop? I gotta kind of play fast here. I think ah, I was gonna move that pawn up. That was a completely wrong move that I just did. I didn't really plan on doing that move. But maybe it'll work out all right. I put him in check, and now I can move this pawn up. And I think I'm going to be able to castle queenside quite handily, I think. It was pretty lucky, everything that happened. Kind of like worked out. That slip, it wasn't exactly a slip. It was just like a bad move. It didn't actually go against me. Okay, we're doing okay on time. I'm going to bring the rook over here, except I can't do that now. I think this will be okay. I'll bring this pawn up one more. Now I can threaten. Can threaten a few things now. I'm going to threaten a fork here. And if he comes up there, I'll threaten to come down here and get a pawn. Now I got to make sure that I don't get checkmated here, and I'll move a pawn up. I'll keep this king available to go onto a white square so I can get some action now with this rook. I wouldn't mind now offering the trade, the rook trade. If he takes me, I come here and my pawns are undoubled, and I maybe be able to queen those. This pawn will be here, and he'll be protectable by this bishop. Yeah, it was not a good idea, I don't think, for him to do that because, or maybe it was, I don't know. It's hard to predict these end games. I really don't know how this is going to end. It's an end game. Okay, weird things are happening. Let me just see if I still have my brainwaves going. Do they? Oh yeah, they're still going. I don't know. I just had to pause the game, play a little bit there to check to see. Maybe I will get a isolated pawn over here that'll make it easier for me to. We've got bishops of opposite colors here, which is very often a drawing situation. See, now he's going to attack my bishop if I'm not careful by putting me in check. This is looking pretty like drawing situation. I really don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I really don't know if this is a drawn game or not. Very often they are, these kind of games. And maybe this one is not. Maybe if I can bring this bishop, if I can bring my king over here, and if he moves that pawn up, I'll take him. Oh crap, I made a really bad mistake there. But I'll get a queen too. I mean, boy, 58 seconds against 33. I'm going to go over here and maybe just get a drawn game. I think maybe that's the best thing I can do. I can't win with a bishop, but he can win with a pawn, so it's better just to draw the game. Okay, that was a drawn game. Oh, wow, look at that gamma, went way up high. Um, Really huge gamma coming out of that game, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, we didn't win, we didn't lose. We drew that game. Let's look at the analysis board. The main thing is having like a lot of fun, right? So let's see. Let's see what we can see here. Um, okay, it's coming now. The Just a second. It's doing the computer. Oh, look at that. Okay, so inaccuracies for 3 mistakes, 7 blunders by me, 4 blunders by my opponent. I should have lost that game with 7 blunders. But as it was, I just drew it. And we didn't draw because of time. If you look at the end there, it really is just completely tied. So that was fun. I think try another one because, well, why not? And also, we're learning, and plus we're getting brainwave data. I don't know how much brainwave data has been ever correlated with playing chess, but it's all right here. It's on the internet, and I'm not broadcasting the raw data, but that's all completely doable. Like the raw data can be easily reconstructed just using any kind of visual program that can look at the waves and just reconvert them back into raw data. That won't be any problem. Okay, now if he moves a knight, he loses the. I don't want to bring that all the way back. I want to bring him here, bring the rook here, bring him here now, bring him here. Now I got some really attacking possibilities here. If he lets me take this knight, I'll win a piece because he can't retake. And if he moves this, oh wow. Okay, so I think I just won a knight. We'll see if he can pull this out. He can't pull it out. It's checkmate. So let's go ahead and look at this. Wow, gamma high on top again. I mean, when a gamma gets on top of everything, it's because it's one of those things you don't know if it's cause or effect. Am I playing really well because the gamma is on top? Am I right now? Am I thinking clearly because the gamma is on top, or is it on top because I'm thinking clearly? If you can figure that out, I guess you'll get the Nobel Prize this year. Let's go ahead and look at the analysis board. And I don't think I had like a really wonderful game, but I had that kind of like nifty combination right at the end that was the downfall for my opponent. Oh, wow, that's an interesting game. Look at that. When you see without a lot of ups and downs, it means both players are playing very well. I think that's how world champions probably play if you analyze the stockfish. I had one mistake, which if I click there, you can see, oh yeah, it was right here where you got that little mountain peak. And one very small inaccuracy somewhere there, but 0 blunders. And my opponent had 2 blunders, like going down. like right at the end. Two blunders ending in a checkmate. So that could be worth going through and maybe get some brainwave data too during the analysis because it was a good game. And as I do the analysis, I should be showing, really positive results for the brainwaves. So let's take a look at this. Just click through it. This was the Carol can. And the Carol really can do it if you just follow a few simple procedures. You just start with this pawn up, followed by that pawn up, and then try to get this bishop out the side as soon as possible. And then you're basically all set. This I do this all the time, and it's a good move. A lot of people think, take him and double his pawns, but let's look. Look at right now where we are on the move table here. The move table is this line, and you see it's basically 0-0. This pawn here stops this rook from advancing. Rook, no, the knight. The pawn does very well. It opens up the bishop. It brings a good king file attack down here. He's not going fast enough for the castling. I'm going for the castling faster. I'm already castled. Okay, no big problem. He attacks with the pawn. Now that might have been, that's not great opening procedure to bring that bishop out and then bring it back. It's a little bit like a wasted move. And I had maybe some inaccuracies here. Now I basically wanted to bring, I wanted to bring the bishop back to here, but that would block in my rook. So I brought when he moved this pawn up, I brought the bishop only to here. Then I brought the rook over. That was considered a kind of a mistake. That was also considered a mistake, but I'm not wasting a lot of time on the clock, and I'm setting up pretty powerful combination. And already I'm ahead just by a small fraction of a pawn, but now I am ahead because I have some attacking possibilities maybe. That was a really bad mistake. Really, really, really bad mistake because they're all the way at the other end of the board, but these pieces, they travel infinitely. The board is only 8 squares large, but if it was, let's say, 800,000 squares large, the queen and the bishop, they don't have any limit to how far they can go. So they have like real, real power. They're way over here, but they're basically threatening the life of that king over there, even though they're way over here. So you can see them coming down. The queen came up. The only thing protecting against the checkmate is this knight. So that's why I said, okay, I can just take the knight. This number 4.8, that's just reflecting the fact that he's going to lose a knight, which is worth 3. And then he's going to have kind of like a bad position after that too. Because I can take the knight, which I did right now, and he cannot do anything except move this pawn up. That's his only saving move. If he tries to block with the bishop, I just take the bishop and then he's in the same position. So he has to move this pawn up and he'll be down -5 because he just lost a piece. Except he didn't, and then I checkmated him right there. So that's a kind of an instructional game. In this variation of the Carol can, I very, very often see the bishop and the queen lined up on this diagonal. It seems to work. What very often they'll do, instead of bringing the queen out, you can see that the stockfish is recommending to bring the rook over here. But a lot of people will see this and they'll just like decide, well, I'll block it out with this. And whoa, that's really bad too, because then I get this. I didn't even see that. Because see, if he takes here, then it's still checkmate. So the rook and the bishop are really powerful there. Do you see that? So that's check. And then I take the defending knight again, and then checkmate right there. So that's a very, very strong thing. You can't, as soon as you get into this position, he needs to be very careful. I guess this was the only saving move. And now it's a kind of a slow and easy, it's a slow, not an easy game, but it's a, black still has an even game, but with a slight advantage. And I guess he'll start by moving this pawn up. This is weird. Look at what white has to do. How many people would do that? This is a complicated game for white. Carol can is a good game for black. White has a hard time to defend against these games. I'm just doing all the moves according to how the stockfish is recommending here, just to see how this would work out. It's complicated on both sides. I don't think I would ever see these moves in an actual gameplay, but you can see this this game is still a slight advantage for black. So just so you know, this is a valid game for black. This Carol can. It's called take with the pawn. When he takes with the knight, take with that pawn. White has a small advantage, but if he doesn't play very, very carefully, he can easily lose that small advantage that he has until the point where, like I'll show you where it switches. It switches right there. He came back up with that pawn, and now I am a half a pawn ahead. So it's and now I've got the, you can call that a battering ram. If he doesn't play very carefully, he can definitely lose. So that was fun. I hope you like the brainwaves. They're right up there. You can see them. It's so amazing that they're still there. That's not a problem of the Muse or the Mind Monitor. It's a problem in Twitch to try to stream those. If you're a person like myself, you're not tech savvy. It's kind of hard to stream things in real time because, especially if you have what's called the Norton virus, it's they use some social engineering to get that thing installed in your computer, and once it's in there, you really can't get it out or anything, and it blocks everything you want to do, and it it just like stops you from streaming or doing anything that you really want to do with a computer. And it would be really nice if you work for Norton, just call me up and I'll stop um, saying, calling you a virus, because you kind of are a virus if you're like me and you want to do things with your computer and you can't. And if you work for Norton, call me up because maybe you can help me solve this problem. I have this like every night when I'm streaming, and every once in a while I can do it like I did tonight, and it makes me very happy to see the waves there. In fact, you can see the gamma up on top again. My gamma always goes up. I don't know if that tells something about my personality, that my gamma, when I'm happy, it's on the top. So let's call it a night, shall we? And hope you had fun. Next time we meet, bring your munchies, sit back, watch the waves oscillating up and down. Zone out, relax, and then whatever you have to do in your life the next day, you can do it a lot better after spending some time with StineItch and the brainwaves. And we'll see you around. See you next night. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good one.